What you're about to watch is a clip from my BrandLytics training where I get together with entrepreneurs, thought leaders who want to build their brand using YouTube and making data-driven decisions to blow up their brand this year. Enjoy. Today, we are talking about finding sponsors. That was a cool topic. Today, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to share a PowerPoint, but also share my YouTube screen, and we can kind of go along together. And we'll see how we like it. A couple ideas here. The first one is be the authority in your industry. And this is how I started getting my first sponsors, is that people knew me as being the entrepreneur guy, first off, just in my city. Like, I'm the entrepreneur guy in Toronto. And for this to happen, it has to be really niche. So you gotta be thinking, how do I niche down to niche down to niche down so that people find me? Because if you're just talking about motivation, you're up against Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins and Eric Thomas and Evan Carmichael and all these big channels. So why would a giant company want to work with you? At least why would they come to you? They wouldn't be your first choice to come to you. So I was thinking about, how can I be the go-to in my specific industry? And one of the biggest things that I found too for helping people get more business from YouTube is going more niche. Like, who specifically do you help, and making content directly geared towards them. This is something that Drew and I have been working on and helping some of his clients. He's helped some clients get 5-6-figure deals from their YouTube channels, and they have 100 subscribers.
What?
Pablo is freaking out. Yeah, because the videos are specific, right? So who do you ideally want to be helping, and making content directly towards them? And so a lot of times the problem is our content is too general, it's too broad.
Yeah.
And you're going up against big people. And so you won't be the one that they find. But some of the stuff that he puts up is relatively obscure and niche. Like, how can a dentist invest in life insurance? Is a pretty specific niche thing. And the goal isn't to have 1 million views on that video, but anybody who's watching that video is going to be an ideal target market for you. And so if I'm a dentist and I'm trying to invest in life insurance and I find that video, there aren't probably too many videos. There's videos talking about how dentists can grow a business, or entrepreneurs can grow a business. There's videos talking about life insurance, but not that combination. And in that combination, we start to get people who are our ideal clients. So it's yes, building up. I love the idea of building giant channels, what I love doing, but I also want you to make money along the way. And if you have any kind of client service business or products that you want to sell, making it specific, knowing that we're not trying to get 1 million subscribers yet on these videos, but it can start to pay us. It also attracts the attention of potential sponsors. So the more niche you can get, especially when the channel's small, the more niche you can get, the more people will find you who care about that niche. So Pablo's doing negotiation in Spanish, and he's the only one talking about that. And now he's getting 10,000 subscribers this week. We love it. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
And, who cares about reaching that audience, right? Who are the companies, who are the organizations that care about reaching that audience? And if he's the only one, how many channels are there, Pablo, making Spanish negotiation content?
I can't find any other one. The only thing that they have a marketing, marketing, sales, but negotiation and persuasion. I don't have any other one that I can see.
Great.
No, yeah.
So when advertisers, organizations, corporations want to target his audience, he's the only one doing it. Now, if it was Spanish in business, there's other channels out there. Or if it was just Spanish, there's tons of channels. If it was just negotiation, there's tons of channels. But in that combination, in that niche, is how he starts to win. Drew says 500 now. This clients have 500 subscribers. Yeah, but that's great. Like 500 subscribers, and you're getting 5- and 6-figure deals from your YouTube channel. So this works. Being the authority industry works for attracting sponsors to us, as opposed to us going out trying to find sponsors, right? This is always my favorite because I don't enjoy the sales part of it. I love the marketing, but not the sales part of it. Drew says 5 to 6 figure deals weekly at this point from the channel. So 5 to 6 figure deals every week from a channel with 500 subscribers, right? Just by being niche. Like this is now he has a service to sell, right? So what do you guys sell? What's the service? But again, the more niche you can make it, the more people will find you. That's not so much sponsorships, that's clients, right? But sponsors as well. If you are the expert in the industry, people will come and want to work with you. Okay, next, I'd look at who is sponsoring your competitors. So if you're going to now start doing some outreach to find some sponsors for us, you'd like who is our biggest competitor and where are they getting their sponsors? So if I were to look at my channel, I don't do sponsors, like paid sponsors, usually more hassle than it's worth. But at the beginning, I did a lot more. Now, I'm very selective. Also because I want to actually, if it's on my channel, I want to actually feel like I like the product or service. So I'm very particular. I have to actually be using it. So that makes it a challenge for a lot of sponsors, because if I'm not using it and they're not really interested in a long-term commitment, then I don't work with them. So for me, I look at Tom Bilyeu, right? Tom Bilyeu's in my niche, my industry. Let's see what this one is. So he just posted this an hour ago. So it says includes a paid promotion, and we can go find it. So it says in the description, this episode is sponsored by Future. Future makes one-on-one training available to your audience for $19. Go to tryfuture.com. So I've never heard of Future. This is probably something health related. This is not a great competitor of mine because I don't really talk about health and fitness that much. But if you did, who's Try Future? You know, these guys could be potential sponsors for your content. The benefit of this is they already care about sponsoring YouTube content. You don't have to convince them to sponsor YouTube content. They're already in the game. They already have a model. They already have a budget assigned towards it. So now the challenge, they may not know who you are. So just make an introduction to them and say, hey, I've got similar content. I target this audience. Do you want to do something together? So this is more kind of entrepreneurial, right? Mindset. This would be a better fit for me. Aura.com/impact. So protect yourself from identity theft. So this is kind of more broad, but I've never heard of Aura either. I could reach out to them, right? And just go one by one, look at who's doing paid promotion in your competition and contact them. This is a mix. So Gary, if I look at who my competition is, Gary, I don't think is doing any paid sponsorships. Grant Cardone doesn't do paid sponsorships. Mel Robbins doesn't do paid sponsorships. Jim, does Brad? I don't think Brad. Jim's from Brad Lee's channel. Does Brad do sponsorships on any videos?
No, sir.
Yeah. So most people in thought leadership aren't really doing sponsorships. It's just them. It's trying to build their own personal brand up. 123. Let's go. We got to get us to 500,000 now. That's the next step. But that's a great option. So look at any of your competitors, see who's sponsoring on there, and those are potential options for you. Okay. It's just an outreach. And here, for the first one, be the authority. You may have to convince them to get on YouTube. Like if Pablo has the biggest audience for negotiation in Spanish on YouTube, there's organizations that do care about that market, but they may not be interested in YouTube yet. So the conversation is now, here's why you need to be on YouTube. Here's how we can do something together. That's a conversation where with this one, they're already convinced. Aura is already convinced about YouTube. They're already spending money there. Now we need to get them to give us some of their budget on it. In terms of making sponsored content too, there's a couple ways to do it. The way Tom does it is he'll mix it into, he'll do a plug somewhere in here, somewhere in the middle of the video. He'll do like this. This video is brought to you by Aura. Like he interrupts his video halfway through. This is a 52-minute video and we're at the 25-minute mark. So he'll say something quick at the beginning. This video is brought to you by Aura, like 2 seconds. And then somewhere in the middle of the video, he'll spend a couple minutes talking about it and doing screenshots. My favorite way is to actually do a collaboration with them. So I had a 3-year deal with Sage. I don't know if you guys know Sage. It's a software company. They do accounting software. I moved my accounting software over to them so that I could say I'm a Sage customer. And for 3 years, I did a monthly video with their CEO. It's the CEO of Sage, multi-billion-dollar company. And him and I went live on YouTube once a month, answering questions and just trying to give value to the entrepreneur community. Wasn't even promoting, because accounting software is so boring. Who wants to talk about accounting software, right? It's like the worst thing ever for most entrepreneurs. So the goal was just to put a friendly face to the corporation and give a lot of value. So that was how we structured our deal. 3 years of just doing monthly Q&As with my audience, as opposed to something like this. But this can also work as well. Just what do you prefer? So who's sponsoring your competitors? Another great option. If you want to see this full video, as well as train live with me twice a month to blow up your brand, join the BrandLytics training program. There's a link to join right there next to me. Continue to believe. I'll see you there.